Good morning, YouTube and Twitter. So I will be sharing this out there. Uh, we're gonna, I'm just gonna come out and say, me and my wife is we're kind of at a point where we're not used to all this stuff being so quiet around our little town. We was talking a little bit about this morning. It's amazing what these videos will do and how people, how all this stuff will get around. Uh, she said for the first time in a while she got to go to bed and sleep, sleep fairly decent, and everything's calmed down, and nobody's out here, fussing and fighting, and you know, she's the last several times she's went on a walk, nobody's bothered her. I mean, yesterday someone saw her, and because it was kind of looked like it was going to really rain and storm, so they whoever that was, they she took them up on it because to go to the store because it was because I was actually trying to get her out. I told her, I said, well, you might not just go down there before it rains. Now I'll meet you down there when Scepter gets here or something. You know. Well, I've always told her, so well, if you want it, to take them up on it, you just you know if they offer it, and it's she knows, and that's what we've come to, because like I said, it's better than having 15 or 20 people all of a sudden just do it because they see you out there. I mean, she wants to walk, she'll walk. But it was, yesterday it was kind of, they were supposed to do all kinds of stuff. It was supposed to thunder and lightning yesterday. It was supposed to do all kinds of stuff. And it rained occasionally, at times it might just sprinkle, and then at times it may come a downpour for an hour or 30 minutes or whatever, and then it'd stop, and then it'd start sometime again. Actually, the power was flickering at times, and then there would be, we had 15-mile-an-hour winds yesterday. It wasn't, real bad in that way. But, for around here in Decatur, Tennessee, this was the worst I've seen in a little while. It's nowhere near as bad as I have seen it. But, since we don't normally get even the threat of any lightning or thunderstorms, usually, it may pick up, during the summer just a little bit more, but it's generally year round. It's good weather here. But yeah, it was just amazing. We went to the store and everything. Called when I got home. I called trash people down here, and I'm gonna get that worked out. The one that was doing it, he's brand new, and she thinks that he didn't have me down or didn't me and my wife down, and so I called him yesterday to check up on that, and that's what the lady told me. She sounded like she was a pretty young lady on the phone, but she sound like, she said it would take. Um, she told us it. He probably wouldn't have got back to her till at least till he was done doing what he had to do, his route or something. He was on a route, I think, even yesterday. Said he didn't have his extra helper, so it was just him driving around, so doing it himself. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep on that because we've got about 3 weeks worth of garbage out here that's not been picked up, and usually they come out every week on like a Monday or something. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. But anyway, we're getting there. We're gonna get it worked out. But no, I wrote down. I don't know if this will go out on the Twitter thing, that stuff they put out. I put out on the thing, but I kind of put some stuff out that I usually put on video. But I just thought, well, maybe that might kind of help, a little bit. So if you see stuff on the bottom of this when it goes out as a tweet on Twitter, then you'll know why. But yeah, just man, it's pretty well dead in those stores. I didn't see the regular 4 or 5 people I was dreading. I told my wife that she went in the store yesterday and was dreading seeing Annetta and all these people down here. That's old and grumpy and usually I don't know if they just happen to have the days off or if my video I got around to some people and scared some of them off. I don't know, but there was one. What really happened was not that I mean to be mean. It's just like I said, and my wife said it. When she's gotten on here, it's all we get done because it's the only thing anybody knows. These days. And like I was telling her this morning, everybody's had their comfort zone, interrupted by me putting my foot down at these people. I was told all my life up here, oh, this is a gossip chain, and this is a gossip town. Well, it's going to turn into a ghost town now. And I also told my wife it'll open up. Nobody won't know if we get that unicorn bestie thing happens for us, they won't feel so freely to come out their apartments and stuff and doors. She'll be able to walk up to us or however, and it won't be as bad. Nowhere near. Used to my own wife could even go out here and just walk around the freaking church. There used to be all kinds of people. For example, they'd come out at night and a little bit before dark, and they'd be out there, and girls holding hands and talking to my wife, and she'd come here and tell me, "Oh, Derek, these 2 people come out here and they talked to me, or some so and so got into this or got into a fight." And there's one time she sent me a picture on my phone and showed me who she talked to, and texted me about it, and I said, and every time somebody does it, it's just for an attention grab. It's like a I just want some girlfriend's attention or something type deal or something, like they're trying to get their whole group liked in that way. Where me and my wife want somebody who's not biased, somebody who's wants our offer. She's not looking for just, one certain person's stuff and getting in all their messes, because their messes may be a lot worse than ours. And we got a lot. We generally have a lot. It'd be a lot for just anybody to take in, but she realizes it's going to be a little bump in the road every once in a while. But I can tell just in the reaction of this and how it's playing out and what's kind of been showing and happening in front of my eyes, and by the way the videos are going, I can tell that things are going to be a little better, at least on getting some peace and quiet. We used to even have to put up with people out here down at the end of the road down here, the trailer and stuff, or somebody putting something down here, and I got that stopped because it's just a bunch of druggies, and I found out it's just a bunch of people mad at one another, and they couldn't sit in there long enough to talk to each other, and they was arguing over stuff, drugs probably, and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if it was exactly always that, but it's just girlfriends or who got married who, One time I had to call the law out here, on behalf of seeing some of them out here punching each other, all that stuff some time ago. But no, I generally, like I said, me and my wife, we mind our own business. We don't promote this except for what's on social media. We don't go up to anybody's doors. We don't do what these other people seem like they do. And they come out. My wife said she didn't understand why they were just doing that to her, not me at the time. And I said, well, it's a gender thing. They're biased. They're sexist. They don't want. They don't want. They When a man tries to tell a woman something, they're hard headed. They always look at our gender, and we don't normally have to worry about the race thing as much now, but the gender that they're most interested in is probably their own. So whenever somebody like me would have a nice and good advice response, if somebody wants that, well, and they tried to sucker my wife, she probably won't fall for it as easy now, but she'll be more alert. But a lot of the people will come up, for example, and they'll come up and they'll put on a smile, and of course they'll have $1 million smile, and they'll have a certain look to them, and she likes them, and then she never has had a problem. I mean, she generally, even when we had what I dubbed the crack whore up here, she'd be able to talk to her all the time. But my wife and her had been in one of them places, Hawaii, and she had her, checkup over the phone. They called her the other day, and they wanted me to talk to them. I thought, what for? I don't. And it's like I said, I just, I mean, it's just, oh, but I was like, I'm in no mind. Oh, but I just in no mood I'm not trying to be mean. It just, like I said, it's just, I just in no mood to hardly even talk to much of anybody anymore. I wasn't even as a kid much, unless it's my own people, my own family or something. But it's just how I just happened to be kind of grounded in a certain area, and I wasn't out seeing 100 people out there on the street walking around, and a bunch of girls in bikinis and fucking short shorts or whatever they're wearing. Out like they'd be out here in California somewhere on a beach, or in Florida or Ohio, probably even, just naming a few states. But, you normally see something like that out there. Whereas out here, it's not like that. It's different. My wife, now it has seen the difference. It's because it's more of a population, and, you've got a gap, of a lot younger people mixed in with some older people as well. And, I was getting bad raps from, people, I reckon the other day, or this church over here the other day, and my wife said, man, it looks like I was going to quit going to that thing. I said, yeah, practically so. I said, because, I even though if I set them straight, the minute she would walk in there, they would try that to start again, and assuredly so. But I, at least this way we can have church. If we wanted to have church, watch it on TV, here on a computer or something somewhere, whatever. But we wouldn't have to worry about them talking about, drama and what they're doing. You get what you want to get. And there's no reason for any person out there, not just me or my wife, there's no reason to go to church. It's the least of my worries because it is the least likely place you'll find me. And another thing, it will, places like a library, you'll hardly ever see me in there, for example. But, we generally, like I said, we have our own likes and dislikes, of course, like all people do. And we have our own way of being. We're not going to change. Me and my wife's not. If we can't change you, you're not going to change us. So if you don't match, we can't help you. We can't even go. We're not going to put up with it. But yeah, we went out there, got some food, and at the Piggly Wiggly yesterday, and like I said, it quiet as a mouse in there. Just had our day as usual, but no, yeah, we hadn't even bothered in trying to have some of this stuff fixed up here in this apartment. Yeah. That's another thing. We just because we dread them when they come up here. They're not too friendly most of the time. They just kind of pick at you. And seemed like the last time we had them up here not about 2 or 3 months ago. For example, we had a fan and a light thing up on the ceiling that they had already had up here. The one that was up originally lasted about 10 years. Then the one they just put in about 3 or 4 months ago, whatever it was, the light on it's already kaput. So we just ain't fool with it. And then our dang drawer thing was off its track in there or something, and she was trying to get it open. Well, she pulled and tugged on it, and dang thing fell or something when she was trying to open it or something. It fell. It was kind of tilted or something in there somehow, but it fell. So anyway, I'm not trying to bother with it. Because like I said, it's stuff that because I was hoping to have stuff that me and my wife would hope for, hopefully soon. I mean, it's going to be getting warmer, so maybe better, or somebody out on the. That's why I try to share them out on Twitter now. Used to I didn't do that. I didn't know you could. But when you go back and you play the video, it gives you an opportunity to share it out there on your social media thing. So I thought, well, what the heck, save us the trouble of looking up names and finding, trying to find something. Let them come to you, If they come to you, they come to you. But yeah, like we said, we just your average, people, not trying to get nobody on here to hate us or nothing or whatever, but we had one yesterday kind of come out here a little bit rude. But we don't ever ask anybody to while we're on here doing this. It's not really for anybody in particular, but you don't have to come out here because a lot of times you don't have a picture up anyway, and we don't know who you are or whatever. It's hard. I mean, it's really hard to talk to somebody on here, and then half the time they only say one thing. When I'm on one of these YouTube videos, or my wife's on here, and so I mean, we don't talk very much when we're on here live or anything. We're focused on our video, so but yeah, we've just been doing the usual. But anyway, I put videos out before, put everything out there and what our offer is. So I just thought I'd come out for a few minutes. So anyway, we'll make another one later.